I guess it's finally time to rank all these movies from the worst to the best. Including Captain Marvel, of course, who can forget? Hello everyone, and it's time for us to take a look at all the MCU movies and rank them from the worst to the best. Now, I did this last year, and I'm going to say this right now, my opinions have greatly changed since last year. So, yeah, it's time for us to rank all these movies from the worst to the best, in my humble opinion. And I'm including Captain Marvel for this one, even though I didn't cover it this month. So, for number 21, we have The Incredible Hulk. Yeah, this movie is still the worst MCU movie. It's not very entertaining, and it's sort of pointless, really. It's like Kingdom Hearts Recoded. You can skip this game, you can skip this movie, and nothing of value will be lost. Other than Tony coming up at the end and say this, oh yeah, we're going to do this cinematic universe, we're definitely going to do it. Other than that, the movie itself is really pointless to me. It does have some nice moments, but overall, it's just not a good time, and yeah, the Hulk really hasn't had a good movie. Number 20 goes to Thor: The Bland World. This movie is forgettable. I almost fell asleep multiple times while watching this movie. The only parts that are actually really good is the stuff on Asgard. Other than that, this movie is just bland, boring, and forgettable. Number 19 goes to Iron Man 2. This is slightly better than those two movies, mainly due to the fact this movie actually has a plot and I can actually remember most of it. But still, the movie is just not very good, and it's just a massive disappointment compared to the first movie. So, yeah, it gets the number 20, no, it gets the number 19 spot on this list. Number 18 goes to the only movie I don't own on DVD. That goes to Captain Marvel. Now, I'm splitting this video in two parts. So, yeah, number 18 goes to Captain Marvel. Now, I don't think this movie is bad, per se, but I do think it's rather disappointing, since I wanted to love Captain Marvel. I thought she was really well done in Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That she was really good in that show, and this time it felt kind of disappointing. You know, it's still good, but it just made me go disappointed. Now, I did see this little girl walk out of the theater all happy and stuff, and I'm proud that that little girl I saw was happy that she could look up to a character. It reminded me of when I watched when I watched Spider-Man when I was younger. It made me look up to a hero, and I'm glad that this girl has her hero. So I don't want to take that away from that girl, but still, Brie Larson is fine. Nick Fury is good in this movie. I thought Samuel L. Jackson was really good. The de-aging effects were flawless, but my only problem with Nick Fury was the eye thing, since that part just really ticked me off, honestly. That part was just so dumb. And it just feels sort of disappointing compared to the other MCU movies that we've had recently. And also the villain, while it's a good twist and it makes sense, the villain itself isn't very good. In fact, Phase 3 has probably the best selection of villains we've had in the MCU. And, well, the only bad villain we've had in the MCU for Phase 3 was the Kellius dude from Doctor Strange, and yeah, Jude Law in this movie isn't very good as the villain. And also, Rowan was completely pointless, and, like, seriously, I was hoping for a battle between him and Captain Marvel, but we didn't get that. But it's still a good movie, but it's sort of a letdown. Number 17 goes to Thor. This is a good movie, but man, it does have some problems, like, when we get to Earth, and most of the stuff on Earth is good. Like, there's this part where Thor is at this diner. He grabs a drink and says, "I'd like to shrink another place," and he demands more. And they said, "We don't do that here." But he's all like, "Oh, okay. So, yeah, I'm glad they didn't have something like this." "Are you kidding me? This is outrageous." But still, and also this movie did introduce us to Loki, which is awesome. And the actors are really good in this film, but it's still not that great in my opinion. Now we're getting on to the movies that I really like, starting with Ant-Man and the Wasp. Despite the problems I have with this movie, I still have a fun time watching it. I do now. You will not expect a movie like for example, when I saw this movie, I knew it wasn't going to be as good as Infinity War, but this movie is still good in my opinion. I thought the action was fun, the characters were likable, and it was actually a pretty good, decent time for me. So yeah, I really like this movie. Number 15 goes to Ant-Man. Yep, this movie is a bit higher than the second movie. I thought this was a really cool heist movie. Though I am kind of disappointed that Edgar Wright wasn't allowed to direct it, and there are some moments like whenever Luis does his his stories, it feels something out of an Edgar Wright movie. And I thought the stringing effects were amazing, and I thought the action was really cool. Paul Rudd was good as Scott Lang, and this movie got me to like Ant-Man. Yes, I was never interested in the Ant-Man character. I thought his powers were stupid. I just thought he wasn't very good until I saw this movie. And also, Thomas the Tank Engine shows up to save the day. That better happen in Infinity War, for crying out loud, people. So yeah, number 14 on this list goes to Doctor Strange. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. This movie is really good in my opinion. Benedict Cumberbatch does a really good job. The special effects are incredible. Like seriously, this movie just blows my mind with how they're able to like do all this sorcery and stuff, and it's really well done in my opinion. And also, I like how the final action scene in this movie is like, rather than a destroyed city, it's them trying to reverse the destroyed city. Now that's kind of clever in my opinion, and I do ultimately like watching this film. Number 13 on this list goes to Black Panther. I love Black Panther. I thought it was a really good movie. The villain, Killmonger, is outstanding as a villain. He is really well done. Michael B. Jordan is fantastic in the role, and he's just overall a fun villain to be around. The other actors are good in my opinion, though I do think some of the CGI isn't as good, but still, I do really like Black Panther, and I do think it is an amazing movie. So, to finish up part 1, we have Avengers: Age of Ultron. This is probably my least favorite of the Avengers movies, but I still think this is a really well done movie in my opinion, and it just barely cracks it's at number 12 on this list. So yeah, I thought the actors were always good. Ultron was a fun villain. People complain that he has a personality when in the comics he didn't, but let's take a moment for the second. In the comics, it was Hank Pym who made Ultron. But in this movie, it was Tony Stark. So, yeah, it kind of made sense for him to have this type of personality when he's made by Tony Stark, of all people. And I also really like some of the new characters they introduced. While Quicksilver isn't as good as he was in Days of Future Past, he still was a fun character, in my opinion. And I really like this movie, and it got me to care about characters such as Hawkeye. So, that's going to do it for part 1. So, see you all later where we talk about the 11 movies left to go. So, see you all later, and bye.